Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, I'm going to do this, the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. First, I'm going to show a short video of me testing them. Then I'm going to put them on the turntable and look at their specifications. Then I'm going to review them. Finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. I bought the Endorphin Pro 3 because I've been working my way through carbon plate shoes. I'm still not finished. And I met Lyndon at one of the recent park runs and he asked me why I hadn't run in the Saucony Endorphin Pro. And I've been wondering that myself. I nearly bought one some time ago. I'm looking to get a shoe for Berlin. So I thought, yeah, let's have a go at this. The first thing I noticed was the color. There's an amazing gold filament or brass colored filament that runs through. And obviously it's a vibrant pink, but the transparency of the shoe, the way you can see through, you'll see on the turntable, you can see it more clearly, but you can kind of see the structure, and I'll put a light in it a while, you'll see. I also noted the plate in that it's about 5 mil deep here, but you can see it 15 mil about here. It has a few lugs, more than most of my carbon fiber shoes. And I also noticed the holes in the tongues. They were kind of the sort of my initial thoughts before I put them on and ran in them. So I'll show a quick video of me trying to test some things with them, and then we'll dive into the review. As always, there's chapter markers down below, so you can skip forward to the bits you're interested in. I've become more interested in looking at how a shoe impacts the ground and the gait cycle at different speeds. So I've been trying to get a bit better at this, so we'll see how this one works compared to the last one. So let's go for a run and see the shoes in action. I hope you enjoyed the testing of the shoe. So now let's put the shoes on the turntable and look at their specifications. Saucony say that the shoe weighs 204 grams or 7.2 ounces. This shoe is a US men's 13, EU 48, UK 12. In this size, it weighs in the left and the right shoe 254 grams or 8.95 ounces. It has a 39.5 millimeter stack height and it has an 8 millimeter drop. Saucony say this about the Endorphin Pro 3. It's speed over everything when you lace up the Endorphin Pro 3. Designed with a carbon fiber plate and an even thicker stack of Power Run PB foam cushioning, you get more pop underfoot for the ultimate go fast experience. Lace 'em or chase 'em. Let's review the shoe and see if what Saucony says is true. Sometimes when I put a light on in the shoe, there's not a lot you can see. But I think in these, you see how transparent the shoe is. And you get a really good idea of the structure. You'll see some stripes going up the side of the shoe. And you can see in the forefoot, you can certainly see the light coming through. Very breathable upper. Not a huge amount to it. I think like a lot of carbon shoes, it's not going to last that long, maybe 200k, something like that. But that's all I'd be expecting to get out of the racing shoe. Maybe a bit more. I like the simple flat laces. There's a little bit of structure to the heel and some nice padding around the top. One of the things I'm really interested in, there's some holes right the way through the tongue, large holes. I've often wondered why there aren't more of those on shoes, but then I realized you have to reinforce the hole or you get a tear, and possibly the additional weight that you'd save in the fabric by having holes would be a zero-sum game because you'd be adding weight to the reinforcement. But I like the shoe. The heel is fixed, and yeah, nice upper to this shoe. There's lots of foam in the midsole. I mean, that's what it's about. They call it their Power Run PB, which I think probably stands for P-back, the type of foam. It looks kind of, in this iteration, it looks a bit like polystyrene. That sort of put me off at first, but I got over that. There's lots of little lugs on the outside, which will help with the traction. They call it an XT900. So, I mean, I'm going to be pairing a lot of shoes, but if it's raining, there's a high chance I'll be running in these. The shoe weighs 254 grams or 8.95 ounces. That's very similar to the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus. And it's a bit lighter than the Altra Vanish Carbon and Nike's Alpha Fly. It fits on me, it fits true. It's not very roomy down at the toe, but it's fine. You can wiggle around without too much bother. The design of the shoe is interesting. I didn't run the previous one, as I mentioned, but the stack height has gone up from 35.5 to 35.9. That's, I guess, the highest by world regulations and allows a bit of tolerance. The carbon plate is very visible, which I mentioned before, and it's a relatively simple design. These are in Prospect Quartz or bright pink, but it's also available, it depends on the market, it's available in white with black and Virazed or whatever that is. It's kind of an orange, I think. And I certainly saw it in the USA available in black and gold struck. So it's hard to explain how it glitters in the sunshine. I came back from a run this afternoon. I tried to take a picture and capture the sheer shimmeriness of it all. But didn't quite come out, but they shimmer in bright sunlight. It's kind of cool. So what do they feel like to run in? Well, you can feel the stack. I mean, you know you're up high. In terms of the feel, they're not as squishy as the Alpha Fly. They're not as firm as the Vanish Carbon by Altra, which I love the feel of that shoe. I really do like the feel underfoot of that. They're softer than the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus, and I felt they were kind of uncertain at the edges. I didn't really like the ride. I kept feeling, it's very hard to describe, but just a certain looseness at the edges, as if there was a sort of uncertainty there. So the ride, I much preferred the ride in the Vanish Carbon and the Sky Plus. I mentioned the lugs, and the grip is good and the traction is good for a carbon plate shoe. So yeah, if the Berlin Marathon is wet, I think I'm probably going to go in these. The use case of the shoe is pretty much marathon distance for me. Over a lesser distance, there's probably a bit too much foam. I'd pick a lighter, probably lesser stack height shoe. But for marathon, yeah, there's plenty of foam, should be comfortable in the long run. The cost of the shoe is interesting. I mean, in Europe, in Ireland anyway, it's €250. So that's exactly the same as the Metaspeed Sky Plus and the Edge. It's the same pretty much as the Vaporfly, which is, I think, discounted at the moment. It's the same as the Vanish Carbon. They're it's lesser than the Alpha Fly. The original Alpha Fly is on discount here and there. But interesting, in the United States, it's $225. In the UK, it's £210. Couldn't see it on the Australian website as of today. And in the US and the UK, it has a slight price advantage over its competitors. Now, when you look at it, the Endorphin Pro, the previous model, is seriously discounted. It was down from €220 to €154. The Endorphin Pro Plus that I did try to buy last year, but it was going to be delivered when I was going away to Chicago, so in the end I didn't. But it's down from €250 to €150. So unless you particularly want the latest model and you particularly want that increased stack height, €150 for an Endorphin Pro Plus is probably much better value. Should you buy these shoes? Well, for me, they're low on the pecking order at the moment. The uncertain feel didn't really do it for me. But I'm going to do a lot more testing in the next couple of weeks, and there'll be more videos of various shoes and I'm playing off against each other. Saucony say lace them or chase them, but if they have the pace, I will definitely lace. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff down in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions that you put into the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some raid videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.